What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aaron, the Sober Life Coach. I'm a coach out there, and I've been sober for the past 7 years, and I was able to do that without a rehab. I was able to mix personal development and my alcohol-free lifestyle, and I never look back. And I want to help you guys have that alcohol-free advantage in your life, so you can go out there and win the day, and win your life. So today we're going to be talking about something really, really awesome. It's a concept of identity level change and how you can go from drunk you to sober you in the next 30, 60, 90 days, and hopefully for the rest of your life, and get to where you want to be, like me, 7 years sober, never looking back. So, like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We do this every single day. And I'm going to give you some really good tips and tricks on a change of the identity level. So, one thing I would say, changing at an identity level is the most important thing you can do when you're trying to live an alcohol-free lifestyle. A lot of people think that they can quit drinking and then their life is going to be magically better, but it's never that way. It doesn't work. And why doesn't it work? Well, because your alcohol is just because you remove it doesn't mean that it's not a solution to your life. It's not something you think is a solution. It's not something that you actually think you need in your life. So when you quit drinking, there's going to be a void there, right? And that void can be filled with other things, bad things, just things that you don't want in your life. And you either end up with another bad habit, or you're going to end up with alcohol back into your life. So if we can't just quit drinking, if we can't just quit drinking and then their actions will follow, well, what do we actually need to do? Well, we actually need to do something called be, do, have. So we want to become that sober version of ourselves. That sober version, we're going to take the actions of that sober version, and then once we start taking the actions of that sober version of ourselves, that's when the change happens. That's when things start moving. That's when things start getting back into where you want to be, and that's what we're all about here at the Sober Morning Reset, and also Sober in Six, the company as a whole. We really want to change you out of the identity level so you can have that alcohol-free advantage in your life. So that's all fun. That's all great, Aaron. But what is going to change? How am I going to change in the identity level? I don't even know how to get there. I don't even know what to do. Well, the first thing you need to understand is there's two different versions of you in your life. There's the sober you, right, where you can have all the great things that comes with the sober life, and there's the drunk version of you, the person that continues to drink. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to compare and contrast and kind of show you guys what really helped me and helps a lot of people I work with kind of understand this identity level change. So this is the chart that I use with a lot of people. And it's sober you versus drunk you. So we see the drunk version of me on the right here. This was me in 2018. On the outside, I was, winning speaking contests. I was telling people to live their lives. I was out there, and I was actually gaining some traction with my career, with my speaking, with all these things that had my life. But the kind of the curse of the high performer that has a secret problem with drinking is that I was a problem drinker, and I hid that for a very long time. And those long-term costs didn't actually show up for probably a lot longer than the average person, because I kept continuing to go. I kept continuing to get up and force myself to move forward. And those long term doesn't did that not mean the long term costs in my life were actually going away. They were actually building up underneath the scenes, and then eventually those things made me become a daily drinker, and I was stuck in that habit loop of Groundhog Day, right, where I would have a trigger, have a craving, and then I would get that short term reward of having a little bit of relief from my stress, my anxiety, those things I thought alcohol were the solution for, and then I would drink, and then I would get caught in the long term costs, right? And those costs started building up over time. My life did not hit rock bottom yet, but I was showing up as not as the father I wanted to be. I wasn't showing up as the business leader I wanted to be. I wasn't showing up in my life with passion and purpose and things. I was telling people I was showing up, but I was not showing up. And this drunk version of me had groggy mornings, low energy, scattered focus, guilt and regret, missed opportunities. My identity was tied to alcohol, and when your identity is tied to alcohol, every single thing you want to do in your life revolves around alcohol. I don't know if you're like that, but I couldn't even go to the movies without having some vodka in my drink. I couldn't even go certain places without having a drink. It's kind of crazy thinking back now, because that's not who I wanted to be. I knew deep down that I didn't want to be that, and it wasn't until I changed for good and started working on my identity and working on these things in my life that I was able to change. Because You probably heard this if you read a lot of personal development books, but your identity is so important. It's like having a thermostat in your house, right? If you have a thermostat in your house and it's set for 70 and then the heat goes up to 120, what happens? Well, the thermostat kicks in and you go back to the where you want to be. You go back to that person that you were before. And that's not where you want to be, right? But that's exactly where you're stuck because your subconscious belief, your limiting beliefs, your identity are all attached to this drunk version of you. And you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there anymore. And I know you don't because you're watching these videos. If you weren't watching these videos, then I would probably think, okay, maybe you're over this, but you're watching these videos, trying to improve. We're kindred spirits because I was in the same place 7 years ago. So once you understand that there's a drunk version of yourself, you can look at it objectively, right? And you can say, okay, well, this is what the drunk version of me does. They don't show up with their family. They have low energy, scattered focus. They have guilt, regret, missed opportunities. How many missed opportunities have you missed out because you had a couple drinks and you were just a little bit slower that tomorrow? And guess what? The world is so competitive now. We can't even chance have being a little bit slower. We want to be on the top of our game. We want to have that high performance. So why are we letting alcohol steal that, right? So that's the drunk version of you. This is the drunk version of me. Now, today. This is the sober version of me, right here, this guy right here, right? And now I have clear mornings. I have energy. I have focus. I have confidence. I have a stronger family connection. I have identity, the identity of power and control in my life. I can choose where I want to go, what I want to do, who I want to be with. And my life isn't run by alcohol. It was crazy when my life was run by alcohol. All I would think about is booze, right? I remember going on a vacation and I was in this beautiful town here in British Columbia, Canada, called Kelowna. You might have heard it. It's a beautiful place. It's a world destination that you go to, right? And it was my grandpa's 90th birthday. And the whole time I was there, I was thinking about how I can get a drink. What am I going to do? How am I going to get my alcohol? Well, are they going to let me drink here? And I missed out not only on that beautiful trip, not only with that time with my family. I was there physically, but I was not there mentally. And not only missed out on that, but I missed out on my grandfather's 90th birthday, and that was his last birthday that he was here on this planet. And I feel really bad about that. I will never get to see him again. And it was all because I was mentally stuck in this drunk version of me. And I didn't even know it. I didn't even know that I had a drunk version of me. I thought it was the normal me, but that isn't normal. The drunk version of you isn't normal. So that's exactly where I don't want you guys to be. So when you compare and contrast these two now, so I want you guys to get a piece of paper or a pen or something, your notes app, I don't care what it is, and just take it and write two lists. If you have a piece of paper, but on the left side, write sober you, on the right side, write drunk you, right? And let's compare and contrast. So how is the drunk you showing up? Do you have groggy mornings, low energy, guilt, regret, missed opportunities, identity? Is your identity tied to alcohol? Whatever you think that drunk version of you is, write that down. What are you losing? What is this drunk version of you costing you? What does that drunk version of you act like? Do they show up or do they don't? Right. And then on the other side of the list, let's write what the sober you is. If you could be a sober version of you, what would it look like? Would you have clear mornings? Would you have energy and focus? Would you have confidence, strong family connection, identity, power, control? What kind of things does that sober version of you have in your life? Now, when you look at that list, which one do you want to be on? Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to continue being this drunk version of you? Even if you're sober curious and you're just having a couple drinks, it's costing you missed opportunities. It's costing you that edge in your life, and you need that edge to move forward, not only in business, not only in your career, but in your family. You want to have a great family. You want to have great things in your life. You need to get rid of this, and you need to change. So if you see that drunk version of you, now let's look at the sober version, and you look at it and you say, okay, I want clear mornings. I have energy focus. I want confidence. I want strong family connection. I want all these things in my life. I'll look at that and move towards that person. And it's not going to happen right away. You got to uncover all these limiting beliefs, and there's a lot of roadblocks in the way. But once you start seeing this, once you start having a sober vision for your life and understanding who the sober version of you is, you can start stepping into that version slowly, and then you can change in an identity level because you are a sober person, and that's where the real change happens for you. That's where the opportunity is going to happen. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope this helps. I hope the compare and contrast helps you guys get to where you want to go, because I really want to help you guys change an identity level. It doesn't matter if you're gray area drinker, a sober curious, or maybe you're a problem drinker. You can change. You can do this. You can get to where you want to go. I was a problem drinker for 18 years, and now I'm living a happy, healthy, sober life, and I never want to look back. So one of the things that really helped me was just kind of understanding there is two versions of me, and which version do I want to choose today? And when you want want to decide to have a drink, you can ask yourself, who am I stepping into? Is this a drunk version of me or the sober version of me? And that's exactly where you want to go. If you guys want more, if you guys want a visualization called the reset zone, just give it a comment and I'll send you the visualization where we're going to use neurolinguistic programming to kind of help you physically step into this zone of sober you, right? And it's not fluff. It's not a woo woo. This is science backed neurolinguistic programming, and it's really going to help you guys step into that zone every single day, show up as that sober version of you, and get to where you want to go. So if you want that, give me a comment, reply to the email if you're getting this in the email list, or give me a comment on YouTube, and I will send you that meditation and that visualization so you can use it every single day to step into that sober version of you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know this video went a little bit long, but I'm so passionate about this because it's super, super important to understand there's two versions of you. And once you start realizing that, you're going to be able to change and eliminate that need to drink. Anyways, guys, have yourselves a beautiful day. I'll see you guys on the next video. This is the Sober Morning Reset. I'm Aaron, the Sober Life Coach. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell because we're doing this every single day. See you guys in the next video.